Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to cover the Mule configuration management. In previous lecture, we have covered out the how we can create the subflow, private flow, and the main flow, and how we can refer the subflow and private flow with the help of flow reference. Now, this lecture is going to be for the how we can store the Mule configuration in a single file, and we can refer to the lots of flow. Let's go to the AnyPoint Studio, and if you see here, this is the flow in the previous classes I have created, where I am getting the request from the listener and using flow reference to refer the subflow, and this flow reference I am using to refer to the private flow. And these two, there is two table, that is employer table and the HR table, that we are using to insert the value. Now if I am talking about the, if you go here, you can see these are the two configuration, global configuration I am using. First is called the HTTP listener configuration, and second database configuration. And this configuration we are using in the, for database we are using in the insert, to insert into table, and for the listener to get the request. But let's take example. This is the project, under that lots of interface can be possible. This is the one interface. If you want to create another interface, another message flow, then again you can go here and you can click on the Mule configuration file, give the file name, and it will create a new file. Let's give the file name like that, second flow. It will create a new flow for you. And here again we are going to create some interface, and while creating the interface, again we are going to use some configuration, and again here some configuration is going to store. Again let's take example. If it will be a 50 flow, or like that, it's consider it will be not 50, consider it like the flow is 10 flow. So for each of the flow, what we need to do, we are using the same database configuration. Again, say for the every database configuration we need to configure the database thing, because this is valid for this message flow only. So what if I can create a global configuration, and we can refer to any of the message flow as per my convenient? That will be helpful. In this lecture I am going to create a global configuration file, and where we are going to use to keep the, where we are going to use the keep the configuration file, and we are going to refer for the every of them. Okay, let's cross this, and let me delete this also, or let's leave it. Okay, now to create a global configuration file, what we have to do, just go here and click on the Mule configuration file, and write here the global.xml. Just write here global, it will create a XML file. Okay, you can see global.xml file has been created, or here we can create the global element, and whatever we are going to create, this will be valid for all the flow present here in this interface. So let me, this flow have already two interface, so let me copy this interface, listener and database, and let me paste to that flow. If you go to see the listener configuration, for the listener this is the one configuration, and the for database this is the configuration. So let me copy these two and let me paste to here. You can go to, either you can create or you can go and paste here. While pasting, if you see here, the file basically starts with the mule and end with mule. So we need to keep this between these two mules, between a start tag and end tag. Just click on here. Just click on save. You can see some error is coming. Okay. Why it is coming? Let's remove this from here. Okay. And just click on save. And go to here and let's click on save. But still error is coming. Let's see why error is coming. Go to global element. Okay, now error has gone. You can see. So what we have done, now if you go to now this flow, and if you go to global element, you can see there is no global element. In the Mule reference flow, there is no global element. But if you go to the message flow, and if you go to listener, you can see still we are referring to this configuration. You can see still we are referring to this configuration, and this will bring you to the global. Again, if you go to the second database configuration, if you click on here and if you edit this, you can see this will basically, this database configuration is opening in the this global. So what I did, I created a configuration file with global name, or you can create with any name that is suitable to you. And in that file, I am only storing the configuration, Mule configuration, and it will automatically refer to the all flow that is present inside that project. Whatever the flow present inside this src mail Mule, that will refer this global. Now let's take example. We have another new flow. Okay, and this new flow I am using the listener. Okay, again for this listener we need to create one more listener, because this listener is not going to use this, because this listener is used to hit for this flow. Then again we need to create a new listener. So what we have to do, we do not click like by like that. We do not need to click the HTTP listener configuration from here. Go to global.xml and go to global element. Just click on create and write here the HTTP listener configuration. Click on OK and give here the details like that. I am giving the 8082 port number and the flow base path as a /flow, and just click on test connection, and you can see connection successful, and click on OK. Now what I did, I created the configuration in the global XML, but I need this configuration detail in the second flow. Let's go to the second flow and just click on drop down. You can see, you are going to see this, and you can directly refer, and you can see error will be gone. Here we need to give some path like that. Let's give the v2 simple and click on save. You can see error gone. So we are simply creating the configuration in the global, and we are referring to the many flow. So from now onward we are going to create the configuration in the global.xml, and we are going to refer to the other flow. That will be benefit. Let's take example. I want to use same database configuration in the second flow. Then I can directly use you. Let me show you. Let's take example. I am using the insert, and let me drag and drop the insert. And after that, I want to use same database configuration. Okay, that is this one that I have used in the global.xml. But if the global and XML is not defined, then in that case what we need to do, in that case we need to again click on the create, and we need to again select this driver, these all thing we have to select, and we need to again give the this credential and test connection. But if we have configured it in the global.xml, then what we need to do, we need to just simply click here, go to drop down and just click on save. It will automatically select this database configuration that I have created in the global.xml. Okay, that error is coming because I have not given any SQL query. Okay, so that's the reason randomly you can see I have written the error has gone. Okay, now this is all about the global configuration management. Okay, or you can say Mule configuration management. The main point you need to keep in mind, you need to create the global.xml. Under that you are going to create the Mule configuration file, or under that you need to going to create the global element, and whatever the global element you are going to create here, this will be accessible throughout the flow in this project. That is all. So hope you have enjoyed it. Again, if you have any question, any doubt, you can contact me and you can send me email. Thank you all. We will again meet. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.